Hi, Scott Lee, Director of Elega Corporation here, and this week I wanted to talk about a topic that I think a lot of people don't realize exists. Some people know, right? And that's that there's this idea that technology is actually going to take away loads and loads of jobs. Like a lot of jobs, like millions of jobs, right? Like Tesla has already started rolling out self-driving cars to a large extent. Tesla recently announced an 18-wheeler, and that 18-wheeler will have some degree of self-driving ability. And eventually, drivers are going to not have jobs, basically. So there's going to be no cab drivers, no Uber or Lyft drivers or any similar companies like that. No delivery people, really, or at least they won't be necessary. And after that, I can tell you from personal experience, just seeing what I've seen in my career, fast food workers are going to be put out of work as well. And the reason for that is because technology is just simply at that point. Everything is being automated. Automation, automation, automation. And I'm part of it. You know, as a software developer, I do things all the time that make systems more productive and potentially allow companies to hire fewer people. But really what that also means is that present people can potentially also lose their jobs over time. And I've had interesting conversations with my coworkers and stuff like that about how they feel about that. You know, it's like, as a software developer, should you feel guilty about putting people out of work? My answer to this is no. I don't feel guilty, but I also don't think that I should feel guilty, and here's why. These jobs are going to go away one way or another, and if you are not the person automating, someone else will automate and take them away. And if it's like, you know, if a single country decides not to do this, it doesn't matter, because other countries at some point will decide to do this. And then other countries will be forced to do it just to compete. So it's going to happen one way or another, right? The other thing that's going to happen is that AI is going to do much, much more than people have really imagined as possible. The average person that you meet on the street just doesn't understand what artificial intelligence is, much less what it's going to do. But basically, the new way of doing AI, which involves doing things like neural networks, and it's like this really advanced math-related stuff, right? It involves computers, in some sense or another, being able to imagine solutions for themselves and solve problems on their own, and improve over time and learn from their mistakes. That's pretty crazy when you really think about it. And that's going to do a lot too. So it's not just the fact that cars will be able, you know, like, you'll be able to pick a destination on your car and you'll be able to drive anywhere you want, and your car is going to be able to figure that out, right? But that's not all there is to it. It's the fact that your car is going to learn how to drive better, and it's going to get better and better at driving all the time. And eventually it will be so good at driving that no person could ever hope to be as good as the automated car can drive, at least as far as being a human driver. And this is so mind-boggling, guys, because like I don't think that most people fully I mean, it's so difficult to wrap your mind around, right? But eventually what's going to happen is most jobs will disappear. And in fact, even my job of writing code will eventually disappear. Eventually, we'll write machines that can write code for us, learning what we want in the process of describing to them what it is we need, and they will be able to write the code faster than we humans can write it ourselves. And so not only are accountants going away, drivers, fast food and many different restaurant workers, food service workers, warehouse people, manufacturing jobs have already disappeared. The mass disappearance of manufacturing jobs has already happened. So not only is all of that going away, but also many doctors will be somewhat replaced, even in the near future, by machines. In fact, we already have algorithms to do diagnoses from x-rays and things like that. That already exists. So all of this stuff is going away. And then eventually software developers will go away, at least in the traditional sense as they exist today, right? So what's everyone gonna do? And I'm really interested to know what you think about this. So leave a comment on this video and tell me what you think everyone's gonna do. Is everyone just gonna sit around and play Minecraft or something? I don't know. What are we gonna do? Or replace Minecraft with whatever your game of choice is, right? But I can't even imagine the kind of systemic challenges that we face in society over this. The current system is so driven by people going to work and families revolving, their whole lives revolving around work. I'm actually optimistic about the whole thing. I think that it will happen, that the order of things will evolve to the point that people will no longer have to have tedious, laborious jobs. Maybe they'll have more intellectually challenging jobs overall. But the number of jobs, just period, is just going to disappear. Like it's going to drastically decrease, I think. I don't know how that will affect people's lives socially and psychologically. And it's kind of scary, right? But here's like the best case scenario. The best case scenario that could happen is that we all just enjoy our time more, right? That when I got into technology, that was what I considered to be the point of it all. Like that was the whole point of writing code, is so that you don't have to come in on Saturday, and you don't have to wake up so early, and life is easier and it's less tedious, and you're not spent slamming your head against the wall doing the same thing over and over again, because that's what computers are for, right? So technology is meant to make people's lives easier. So the optimistic view is that life will just get a lot better. We'll have more time to exercise, go outside, enjoy things. But the trade-off to that is that fewer people are going to be able to afford a cup of coffee, at least potentially. But, optimistically, coffee will be so inexpensive that maybe companies, many places, will give coffee away. I don't know. It's wild, man. Like, if you really research into it and just look at, it's not just what factories have done in manufacturing. It's just what's happening everywhere. Even your phone will remember your appointments for you now and tell you when you've got an email and all that secretarial assistant type stuff that the common person probably doesn't even need, but now like we all have it. Like we all have personal assistants in our pocket. And all phones contain multi-core processors. I don't think that people fully appreciate this, okay? You need to research this and understand what it means if you don't know what I'm talking about, and you don't feel kind of an equal significance that I do to this, because it is amazing, it is shocking, it is scary, it's inspiring, it's all these different things at the same time. So anyway, I just wanted to put these thoughts out there for you. What are we all going to do in the future when hardly any of us have to work? Leave a comment below, let me know what you think. Otherwise, I'm still doing the same old thing. I'm working every day. More updates are coming soon about things here with Elega, and I will definitely let you know about those things in the coming weeks. But thank you so much for watching. I will talk to you soon.